Hi, folks. Look, who's behind me? Well, if you're just listening to this, you can't see it, but that's Rocky and Lissa from KRZ. They're going to be the guests today. I'm Joe Snedeker, otherwise known for the podcast as Mr. Curiosity. And, maybe that's a little cheesy. I don't know. But the point is, I am curious about a lot of things. It's what got me into my career in science and meteorology and teaching. So it extends beyond the science and it gets into the realm of other things. I ask a lot of questions and to a point where I'm annoying. My wife will tell you that. So onward we go with Mr. Curiosity. I want to let you know that if you hear anything in the background, it's my dog Jet. Let me see if I can pick him up. You see, that's him going. That's not me. Although I do sound like that when I eat. Doesn't everybody? All right. So here's the deal. I've been at WNEP since the early 90s when I started part-time. I think it was around the year 2000, 2001, 2, 3, somewhere in there, that our general manager at WNEP said, hey, listen, we're going to start a cooperation with KRZ, WKRZ, Entercom, and we're going to start providing these people with their weather forecast. And, like any red-blooded American male, I'm like, oh, God, more to do. Here's more stuff for me to do. I should have seen it as an opportunity, a positive curtain pullback on a new realm of living. But I think that the normal human reaction for something like that is, oh, more work. But anyway, so the point is, we started doing radio forecasts for KRZ, and in turn, they would promote WNEP TV. You see, general managers love that stuff because now they're getting free promotion on both sides, right? So anyway, I've known Rocky since then, since the early 2000s, I'm going to say. Now we're closing in on 15, 20 years. Now, KRZ, WKRZ is a very prominent radio station in northeastern PA, Poconos, Northern Tier, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, all over the place. Everybody knows KRZ. Very, very, maybe it's even in the top 3, 2, 1. I don't know. That's why I'm curious. We're going to find out. But the point is, here's the point. From every day, Rocky and I kind of communicating, sometimes personally or sometimes me just sending him email, audible forecast. The point is, I interact with him and Lissa, and I consider them a friend, an acquaintance, a colleague even. But here's the sad part. I don't even know Rocky well or Lissa. I don't even know his real name. What is it, Rocky? Lissa? I don't know these people. I want to find out where they were born, where they were raised, how they got into radio, all the people they met along the way in radio. They do a lot of cheesy promotions. Bring Gloria Estefan over here. Wow, that's an odd reference from the 80s, 90s. Bring Britney Spears over here. Take Bono from U2 to the stadium. He's got to get a shower. I'm sure it's not that simple. But the point is, I got to find out all about these two. And Lissa, who joined KRZ, here I am riffing again. I do a Larry King type interview. I don't research anything. I like to find out with you, the people. So Lissa, I'm thinking, has been there over 10 years. Lissa is not only a sweetheart and a beautiful woman, and I don't mean that like a creepy 55-year-old man, but she's beautiful. She's talented, got a great voice, great demeanor on the radio. But did you know she performs? She can slap the ivory on a piano and sing and just do what to me is Lady Gaga-like performances. I mean, this girl's amazing. So we're going to talk to her. Maybe she'll even perform for us. This is worth your time to stick around. So we're going to be talking to Lissa. We're going to be talking to Rocky. They're coming up on the podcast. Jet, you okay down there, buddy? As you can see, I didn't get much sleep last night. Look at these eyes. Look at these eyes. So they have to wake me up. Anyway, Rocky and Lissa, Intercom, WKRZ. Let's chat. Let's go for it. Let's have some fun. Spread the word, baby. Let's go.
Curiosity. What are you so curious about? Everything, Mr. Curiosity.
Oh, this is good. This is a good start right now. I like the hall walk. Look at them. They're walking down the hall. They got their masks on. It's Rocky. It's Lissa. And they're smiling and they're waving. and the internet isn't cutting out. I'm at home Zooming. I see a disco ball. We're waiting for those first words. Here they come. The masks are off. The drama begins. And I think it's happening.
Peekaboo.
Woo! Peekaboo begins the conversation. I think this is a bit smoother now.
Let the pigeons loose.
Ah!
Oh yeah.
That
Don't
might be
cancel grandma's perm.
Are you guys mocking me? Because that's what I think this is. It's mockery. And that's fine with me. All right. So who's that guy in the background with
are
the
you?
dunce cap on? No, I see
I
right
made that for
behind you.
him on
Look,
his
look
birthday.
right behind you, and there's a man with a dunce cap on. But that's a whole different story, I guess. All right. So I guess what I want to start out with is Rocky. Now, listen, I don't mean to put you in the background, but you're going to have to maybe just regress for the first few minutes. You can just look fantastic like you always do. And I don't mean to sound like a creeper. But Rocky, am I correct in saying you might be one of the top 3 legendary, longest broadcasting DJs in the area?
Top 3? Well,
No, I mean, in terms of longevity, you're number 1 in terms of everything else.
Yeah, Jeff Walker was born here, so he's number 1. So I'm either number 2 or 3, I guess, Les. Yeah, something like 30 plus years.
Oh my goodness. So you started when?
89.
89.
1989, yeah.
And where are you? Here's the weird part. I mentioned in the introduction. If I said Rocky and Lissa are my friends, people would say, yeah, you're two, you're together every morning. And maybe they'd be like, oh yeah, you guys are buddies. I'm like, yeah, Lissa, Rocky. I went a couple bike rides, hung out with them here and there. And then they said to me, oh yeah, what's their real names? I'd be like, I don't even know. So we can't be real friends. It's I don't even know your name. What is this?
Take a guess.
I'm going to say it's Peter
It's kind of like
Roccadello.
Peter Roccadello.
Yeah, and you just said, I'm going to go with Rocky.
Peter Roccadello. I'm so calling you that from now on.
So
Well,
you
what
want to
is
know? You want my social security number too? What are you probing for? You want a Visa number? What's going on here?
Now, if you don't want to give it, that's fine. But I'm just saying, are you? Where's Rocky? What's that all about?
It's just my 3rd, 4th radio job. I was working in Maine, so they gave me the name Rocky. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Rocky Coast. For the Rocky Coast.
Oh my goodness! See, that's just the kind of cheese that used to dominate radio. Right now, we've grown from there, I guess.
That was 1987. Rocky Coast.
And you're not even from the Rocky Coast of Maine. You're a Midwest guy, aren't you? At least I know.
No, I'm from Jersey.
Oh, you're a Jersey guy. Are you ready for this? What exit?
114.
All right, Lissa, and I can't take it anymore. Come here, Jet.
Squeaking. Hi,
This is
Jet.
what was making the noise. This is what was making
Where's
the
little
noise.
Jet? Where's Jet?
Can't take him anymore.
Where's Jet the wonder pump?
Come here, buddy. All right, so no more squeaking from Jet.
Oh, now we can barking.
All right,
He's
yeah,
all ticked off.
he's gonna bark. So this is real life interviewing right here. That's what this is. So you go from 2, 3. First of all, when you're born, is your what are you doing when you're 15, 17, 18 years old? Are you thinking I want to go to college and be a DJ? How did that all start, Rock? And notice he still didn't.
No, I was gonna get into conservation. I was gonna be like a ranger because I like being in the woods, and that was gonna be my thing. And then I went to college and walked into a radio station my freshman year. That's how it all began.
So that, I mean, I guess you would say still in the 80s. This is when DJing was still, I always reckon back to WKRP in Cincinnati. When you put a DJ in the room and they can have opinions, they can be non-corporate, they can maybe spin some of their own tunes. This is the end of that, right? I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, it ended about 10 years ago.
No, I mean, even then in the 80s, you
80s,
were probably starting at the end of that.
yeah, we had a lot of freedom back then. But I went from vinyl to carts to CDs, and now everything, of course, is all digital. But I started in the vinyl days.
Right. But could you say back then it was more like Dr. Johnny Fever from WKRP in Cincinnati? Did you get that vibe then or not really?
Kind
Like
of. You would be
right?
talking, you would be talking where the album would be getting ready to spin. You'd have to hold it, and then you'd like let it go.
Isn't that
Here's
great?
Led Zeppelin. Here we have it.
And then you've seen this evolution to corporate America taking over, and now it's just like one nation of
Right.
radio
it's-
stations. No offense to yours, Entercom is a great enterprise, but I'm doing the same thing at WNEP. It's now corporate America.
Hey, haven't you heard? We're now Odyssey.
Odyssey. AUDACY Odyssey. Everybody under our company's umbrella. We're Odyssey now.
And how old is that? I didn't know that.
Week.
A week.
Week. Oh my goodness. So we were bought out by, Tegna a year ago. So this is the constant change that we all go through in the media business. That's okay, right?
Yeah, it's the same company. They just changed the name. Same company.
And listen, I must say, working with this guy, because I know how old you are, and I don't know if you want to say that, Rocky, but he has this permanent youth to him. I mean, he doesn't seem like this older guy. You two make a good radio couple. He's like a youthful dude.
He's looked the same since 1996, dude.
I know. I'm starting to be bothered with this. I think I'm catching up to him. Or is he dyeing his hair? Maybe he's dyeing his hair.
Oh, it's just, I don't know what he did. Like he made a deal with the devil and his golden fiddle, and he went down to Georgia, and somehow
Where
There are grays up there if you look real close.
where's the crow's feet? Where's the cranky old man? Where's all that stuff?
this is in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm definitely a get off my yard kind of guy.
Okay, you're turning into that's all right. That comes with age. So these couple of jobs around the nation, where do you land at KRZ? How does that happen?
How does that? We were in Sue and I were in Colorado, and we got called from an old consultant. Said, "Hey, company just bought this radio station in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. You want to come to Wilkes-Barre?"
Get out. Well, so at that time, what were your thoughts of Wilkes-Barre? Did you ever even hear of it?
Yeah, because when I was in college, it's so weird. I used to work in the Poconos in the summer as a waiter.
Right. Oh, really?
I was in Wilkes-Barre one time. One of our waitresses, she lived here, so we went to her parents' house for dinner, a bunch of us. So I did have a little taste of Wilkes-Barre. She showed me the line in front of her house where the 72 flood hit. And
Oh man.
years after that. So yeah, we went from the Rockies to the Poconos.
Oh, that's funny. And I do recall. So do we want to get into your little bit? By the way, listen, do you notice we still don't have his name yet? I mean, give me at least your first name. He's not going to, that's not coming. That's not happening. Oh my goodness. All right. Excuse me.
It's a good name. Trust me, it's not weird.
He looks like a Peter to me. I'm thinking it's Peter something.
Not Peter.
Is it biblical and traditional?
No.
No. All right.
Traditional name, but no, it doesn't come from the Bible. I don't think.
Okay. All right. So then you and Sue, so you guys are partners right after like college, high school, something like that. This is going on forever, it seems.
No, I worked in West Virginia. Then I worked in Charleston, South Carolina. Then I met Sue in Maine. Then we moved to Colorado, and then here.
Oh, so were you guys hired then at KRZ as a dual act?
Yes.
Rocky and Sue.
Dual act.
No, was it? Yeah, like da 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 da. Was it that kind of thing?
First, and then they hit the vaudeville circuit, and then
You be the straight guy. You be the funny girl.
So, or no, you were both here, or you got it, and then you said, "Hey, my wife, I want her to be on here too." How did that all happen?
No, we were hired together.
Okay, you were.
They wanted a morning team.
And this was like a typical hijinks type radio morning thing back then, or not really? I don't remember. I mean, this is my youth.
Seriously, it was hijinks back then. Radio back then in the late 90s, late 80s, early 90s. We were the morning zoo, the KRZ Zoo crew back then.
Isn't that
Which
funny? Like,
that wasn't our choice.
right. But yeah, every morning broadcasting radio station across the nation, it's silly, it's fun, it's hijinks. You give it a crazy
Horns
name.
and crazy noises, and yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And you guys were still doing stunts up until recently. So you can't, I mean, you still do. You have fun. I mean, you got to wake people up. We do that at WNEP too. So, I mean, it's a little cliche, but it's the real deal.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So how is this? So I'm in college and you are then starting the morning show at KRZ. And Rocky and Sue is like a part of my history. So that's why I want to start there before we get to Lissa. You're coming in, Lissa. I hope you have your piano nearby too. No, but I mean, I want to have I need an arc. I need an arc. So this is why I'm doing this. So throughout the 90s, there you are, you're watching radio change. Did you interview any interesting people? Have any good college, for me, drives that I listened to and I heard you when I was in college, moving people around, promoting concerts, and maybe you were interviewing some of them for promoting events. Anything like that stick out?
Well, yeah, we didn't have montage back then, so you remember there was there were concerts at the baseball stadium. It was Lackawanna County Stadium. We had Aerosmith there. Hart was there back then, and Pocono Downs had concerts. So,
but you can't say like you tickled the hand of George Michael or anything like that. You can't.
Well, John Bon Jovi,
Jersey guy.
Yeah, he was here.
He was here at the station there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, that was when he was big hair. He was the hero of the whole country back then in terms of popularity. What was he like?
Women they were dying to meet him. Nice
guy.
Right? The way he is today, just down to earth, cool guy. Yeah.
And that's how I get the impression now. He still seems like a good guy. But you're just saying that because you're a Jersey guy.
Him and Bruce. Him and Bruce, number one.
So when does the era of then Lissa start to move in and Sue end? When does that happen? I don't remember this.
We overlapped a little bit.
Yeah.
Overlappage.
Yeah, there was 3 of us on the morning for a couple of years. Then Sue focused on real estate, and then it's been 11 years.
It'll be 11 years in June that I've been here.
11 years in June you're here.
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure out when I did the intro to this, how long have KRZ and WNEP been working together with this forecast thing? Because here's the impression that a lot of people have. Oh yeah, you guys are all one big happy family. You're right down the road. You're working together. They pay Snedeker big bucks. You get on the radio. And in reality, it was our GM and your GM had a talk. And then they say, Snedeker, you're doing the forecast for them. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, you guys were another hassle in my life. Like I had to do this now.
One more thing you had to do every morning. You had to do a couple of martini lunches or something. Yeah.
I'd say that goes back to what, 2005 maybe? Could we be closing in on 15, 20 years?
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
Because where I go now, people just associate with me with you guys. Like, oh yeah, you're on KRZ, as if I work there. I'm like, well, no. I don't even know his name, and I still don't. And I call him up every day, and we do this for him.
Even though I was from Jersey.
I didn't even know anything about you. So it's funny how there again, corporate America, wheels grinding, and here you and I are fake friends, and Lissa too. So once the exit or the kind of pushing away of Sue to do other things, are you looking for a replacement? This is 10, 11, 12 years ago. How does that all work?
No, at that point, I think management thought, oh, nice. Now we just have to pay 2 people for the morning instead of 3.
Oh, so Lissa, how did you already get in then? You were just, let's hear your history. Let's go back to the origin of the great Lissa. And is that your real name, by the way?
It is, but it's just part of my name. My full name is Melissa Kroenke. But when I was little, my brother couldn't say Melissa, and so it got shortened to Lissa.
Oh, I love it. And it's still a pain in the neck for me to say Lissa every day because I have 3 Lissas in my life. I have a niece Lissa, I have Marywood friends, and people in my life with the first name Alyssa. And when you're 5, you can't untrain your brain. So I just always want to say Alyssa. But then I have to cut out the and go Lissa, and it annoys me every day.
No one will mind if you say Alyssa. Me and people. We'll just let it go. I
All
won't
right.
be but yeah, so I came here in 2010. I had done radio for 3 years in Michigan. I'm from Michigan.
You're the Midwest girl. Okay.
Yeah, and I didn't want to be in radio. Even when they hired me, I thought I couldn't do it. I didn't go to school for it or anything. I was
Well,
just a
wait, so
musician.
back up. You're a musical family. What do you want to be when you're 16, 17? How did all that go? Let's hear your past.
Every musician doesn't have a plan B. We all just think we'll just do music and we'll just be musicians and we'll be good. And never happens.
Doesn't always
So,
work that way.
but I was playing in my band, and so I had experience on a microphone, talking and whatnot. And the program director from the local radio station knew me, and he thought I would be good, and he put me on overnights. And I was like, "You're crazy! I'm never going to be good at this."
And this is
He's like,
Michigan.
"You are, yeah."
How old are you then?
Like mid-20s.
So
And
are you
so,
out of college at this point?
oh yeah, oh, I quit school to be a musician again.
Oh, see, this is what I want to know. No, see, I want to go back a little bit more. So when you were, I bet your mom or dad or uncle or someone is musical. They
My
have
whole
pianos, they have
Yes, we're very musical, all of us, and my mom is a beautiful singer, and everybody, all my cousins, we're like the Von Trapps. We get together, perform, whatever. Like
oh,
everybody
really?
in my family, yeah. So
But
that
did you think then when you were like 16, 17, forget about this college thing, I'm going to go in a musical career, or you were divided, you were struggling? What was going on?
I tried college because I thought that's what you should do because all my friends were doing that, but I knew I didn't want to be there. And then my grandpa, who dearly departed grandpa, who was like my idol, I told him, I said, Grandpa, I think I kind of want to quit college and just do the music thing. And he said, I think that's what you should do. And this is like, he was in World War II, he was in the Depression, like sensible Midwestern dude. And when he said, yeah, you have a gift, you just need to go do that, I thought, bye.
Yeah.
And what did your parents say?
They were cool with it.
Really?
They always
Okay.
believed in me. They always supported me. Even now, they're so supportive of everything. They're amazing.
Well,
And I
well,
always like I was working, I was waitressing, I was a cashier, I had a ton of jobs, and I worked my butt off, and I think they saw that.
I see you almost, I bet your major, you were like, oh, I'm political science or I'm art therapy. No, what are you doing then? I don't know.
Does he?
I know. When I was in school, it was health and fitness, which I do love, but I didn't want it to be my career.
Okay. All right. So then you're a year or two into college and you're like, I can't do this.
Later, Gator. And so then I was out playing with my band and working all the side jobs, of course, waitressing, cashier, but being in the band kind of gave me that experience. And whenever we were in the studio, I was really techie. I loved mixing, I loved audio editing, I
All right.
loved recording, which is half of the job here is, I produce Ryan Seacrest's show every day. I do a lot of the mixing and I love stuff like that. So I had a lot of training, even though I didn't go to school for this.
Now, could you give me a year that all this was happening? College, high school, just out of college, waitressing? What are we talking here?
Graduated high school in 98. Like I'm 41 right now.
Oh, wow. She's already divulging more information than Rocky. I don't get his age. I don't get his name. I don't get his hair dye number. I get nothing. This guy gives me
Protection program, I think.
Just do the math. You said you were listening when you were in college. Just do the math. Feed it into a calculator.
I don't want to think on a podcast. All right. Oh, so Lissa giving me her age. Now, the beauty of the Zoom recordings are, I mean, it smooths out your skin. If someone just saw you right now, Lissa, they'd say that girl is 24 years old.
Wow.
You know that. You know that.
Thank you. That's sweet to say.
What if I saw you with, just like my wife, though, without hair, makeup, and all that? I say nothing special. Just kidding.
Oh,
Okay.
It's Fright night. It's Fright night.
So what were you listening to then in the 90s when you were going through all these formative years?
I've always been a hairband person, Guns N' Roses.
I know. I love it. And we've talked about that. That's excellent.
I'm a major throwback. Of course, Bob Seger, because I'm from Michigan. But I do like the cheesy stuff too. I listen to like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and every 90s.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. So I appreciate stuff like that. Yeah.
But when I hear you play, and I'm very much into music, and my tastes are eclectic. But I would think, and this is coming from an ignorant, non-musician person, I would think when you do what you do, because I've seen you perform, you must have people that you admire or idolize. I hate to use that term. And I would think that you want them to be like you. So I don't think it's like a Jackson Brown or it's a Billy Joel. I would think it would have to be female for you. Maybe I'm wrong there. Is there anyone like that you thought, I want to be like her?
I think with most musicians, there's not a gender thing. I cover a lot of guy songs. I love a lot of dude musicians. Elton was my idol. He's the reason I started playing the piano. I loved Elton John, still do.
Is that right?
Huge though. I love Stevie. You know, it doesn't matter. It's just like if the voice is good and if the song is good and songwriting is good, I'm in 100%. So, but yeah, I do have a ton of those idols that we could talk about this all day. He's gonna fall asleep.
No, but I love that. Isn't Elton now a little bit like everybody's grandma though? He's lost it. He's not. I mean, the new music's
You
not.
know,
He's almost cranky and opinionated.
the Disney soundtracks, I think he went from like rock to that what you're thinking. I see why you say that. But
Yeah.
like when he's in concert and he's still doing like Benny and the Jets and Bitches Back and all these like hits, he still does it and nails it.
Oh, does he?
Absolutely, 1000%. You just gotta go see him live. The farewell tour, when it finally happens, you gotta go see him live.
Yeah, I take your word for it. Yeah, I just see him almost as like, okay, I want 70s Elton. I don't like this new guy who is like a little over the top opinionated about everything and playing these. I mean, his new albums do nothing for me, but we're getting off topic, I guess. It seems like he lost his edge. You have not lost your edge.
Thank you. Hope I never do.
All right. So then you guys get together now 10, 11, 12 years ago. And Rocky, he told me behind your back, Lissa, he was uncomfortable at first. He said, I didn't know if this was going to work. No, I'm making that up just to get something out.
You know what? He should say that because I'm sure that's how he felt.
But you never know. You know, it takes a while to build up chemistry.
Yeah.
And it was two of us, and it was me working with two women, you know, you put yourself in that position, Joe. How would you do?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's almost like a blind date. It's almost like a new colleague coming to work.
Yeah, and one of them's your wife.
Yeah.
And the other is someone that's, you know, 20 years younger. And so it was, and to keep everybody happy, it was a juggling act. But it was fun because they both brought something different to the show every day.
And now I think it's great. And because you and I work at the same time, I don't get to listen to you guys a lot, but it just comes off as good radio. I mean, Rocky's got this historical, sarcastic knowledge. I sense that. And Lissa just comes off as this sweetheart, this honest and true blue, devoted to the music sweetheart with a gift of interaction. So I love it. I mean, it's a great gig you guys got. And I'm not just saying that.
But she is like so naturally and quick-witted and funny. And like there's times.
Oh, I get that too. Yeah, I know that. I hear that.
There's times I'm on my phone trying to remember the name of that movie or that actor or that actress, and she's like, bam.
Well, you're an old guy now.
I know that.
And not only that, but I get, you know, I hate to say this, but on TV and in radio, everybody has to be a little fake. So it's how fake do you want to be? But Lissa, you come off as just very sweet and honest. And so do you, Rocky. So you listen to some shows, it's like, oh my goodness, just stop the fakeness, you know?
Acting almost or something. It is really natural with him. But anybody that couldn't make it work with Rocky, there's something wrong with you. Because if you don't have chemistry with this person, you need to get your head checked. Like anybody can get along with Rocky and have a good conversation with him. So easy.
He's that good, you think?
I think so. I think he'll last in this business.
I'm still doing the math. I mean, he could probably, I'll just say this, start collecting Social Security, can he, Lissa? So what? Anytime, he's gone any moment.
It could be the Lissa show any day now. Yeah.
I always tell him as long as I'm here, he has to be here. So I don't know if he's ever planning on leaving, but I don't want to hear about it. Like if I'm here, he has to be here. That's the deal.
Well, that makes sense to me. So, I mean, a wise person who retired told me the only thing worse than working is not working. So that's the thing that some people when they retire, they're like, yeah, I'll fish, I'll do this, but every day is Sunday for the rest of your life. That's not easy. I don't know what the answer is.
I know. I think I would sleep later and later. Like first day, I'm going to get up at 8 o'clock, stuff done in the morning. Then it'd be like 8:30, 9 o'clock, 10:30.
So listen, now that you not only do what you do on your radio program, but what is this band thing? Are you out once a month, once a week? And I know the pandemic has been rough, but what's the deal with all that?
so rough on musicians, dude. I'm going crazy. I don't do the band thing anymore. The full band I stopped doing when I left Michigan. So when I came to PA, I had to be a solo person because I didn't know anybody. So I just would take my piano out and just by myself just play dates. But now I play with my buddy Jackson V, who plays guitar, and then I play piano, and we do like a duo thing. And we're just now getting back into booking dates. It's been rough. This is the longest I've ever gone without playing publicly ever, and I don't ever want to do it again.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, we have a gig coming up on the 17th at Thirsties. We're doing a happy hour from like 5 to 7. That's an Oliphant. It's gonna be a good time.
17th. Now, I'm not sure when this is going to actually be put out into the world, but I think it'll be before then. So hopefully, yeah. But that's not so. Assuming the pandemic keeps, receding, this could be like a weekly thing for you. Is that what happens normally? Like, what was it like before this?
We used to play every weekend, and it was sometimes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday very often, but it used to be every weekend. So it was a big shift for me, and it affected me in the headspace a lot when I couldn't be doing that anymore.
But is there a part of you that thought, oh, I have more free time now, or not really? Like,
yeah,
yeah.
And I got annoyed with my own company.
No, could you relate to this? Here's my scenario. I teach part-time. I've been an educator of science since I was just out of college. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, I still teach at Marywood. Now, when I wake up Tuesday morning, for example, and I know, okay, I got to go to WNEP and do an 8-hour shift, and then I got to go teach for 3 hours. As soon as I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, it's that day. Ugh. And then as soon as I'm into it, and then complete both jobs and do a good, if not great job, I hope, at both. Those are the days at the end you're like, yeah, I feel alive. This has been the greatest day ever. It's almost like the things you don't want to do, when you do them, they're the best days.
Definitely.
That's like the big conundrum of life.
Or the energy level. You think I'm never going to have the energy to do that because our hours are so stupid.
Right.
You think I'm going to still be up. I have to play till 2 a.m. and I've been up since 2 a.m. But then once you start doing it, you're like, I have all the energy in the world.
I know, but I imagine it's the same thing for you when you're playing, though, right? They're the best days when you get to perform. And then you look at someone like Paul McCartney. You look at someone like Bruce Springsteen, billions of dollars, old. Why are they still doing this? They don't need the money. They could just sit home and do it, but it gives them that life feeling. That's how everyone should be. You need that, whatever that is. Right?
Exactly. Like when you and Rocky Roads put your bike shorts on, go to Jersey.
I have mine on right now.
You're gonna be well, I always say for me, cycling, it's my therapist. That's why I do it. You know what I mean? Doesn't it? It's like a therapy session every time I go.
Just to be outside and exercising, though you don't really feel like you're exercising.
No.
It's fun and relaxing, but you're still getting a good workout. Just being outdoors. Love it.
Being outdoors. I think the key, people, this is my new philosophy in life. You need to be engaged with something. If you're not engaged in doing something, life is unfulfilling. So let's say you have a boring job, you're at the bank. I don't know. I don't mean to offend any bank people, but I don't know if you're really engaged with that. And there are times at my job I'm not engaged. But when you do something, biking, performing like Lissa, whatever it is, and you love it and you're engaged, life is terrific. That's the key.
And that's what we try to tell when young kids come in, high school or college. We try to motivate them. Find something that you love. Don't go for the buck. Don't go for the money. Go for something that's going to be either rewarding or fun, or something that you're passionate about, something that you love. And if you could turn that into a career, bam, that's a home run.
Slam dunk. Yeah, you got to be engaged. And it doesn't matter if you're an electrician or a baker or a banker or a lawyer or a teacher. If it's engaging and it gives you excitement, you got to go for that.
Sue and I have a contractor working for us now, and he's so passionate about it.
He loves it.
I got this great idea. Here's what I want to do. Because we're going to put a door out back. I'm going to put a drawbridge from your stairway that's going to go out. Let him go. But he's coming up with these crazy ideas because he's so passionate about doing this off the wall stuff.
And that's the key. That's the key. I love it.
Love seeing that.
Yeah, see, so let us three professionals give someone advice who's getting this podcast and audio cast and video cast and learn from us, right? We can all agree. You got to get engaged, and
Well,
that's
let
what
me
you
show
guys do,
something.
and that's what I do.
When did you become passionate about meteorology? How old were you?
Listen, it's my interview. Screw you. No, that's one thing I tell everyone. If I do have advice for the world, it chose me when I was like 11, 12. You know, and there was no other, oh, maybe this, maybe that, and I just wanted to do that, and it drove me to where I love my life now. And if someone called tomorrow and said, you want to be the head weather guy and Good Morning America, I'd be like, no, hang up. Old school hang up. I love WNEP and I love being local, so I don't, it's not about the money, it's about doing what you want to do, and I love
And
it.
you got a great gig where you have so much freedom in the morning, where if you were doing that on Good Morning America, you'd probably be done by Friday.
Yeah, it'd be like this. It'd be like with a suit and tie. And here is the storm in Indiana. And take cover because we're going to have severe thunderstorms moving through. I mean, no, you can't do that. That's not the way to live. So,
Not something
well,
huge. So you have great people that you work with, and when you have great people that you work with, you have to appreciate that, and that makes everything.
he can't be that great, is he? Look at this greatness. It's back and forth greatness. Well, that's good to hear. So you guys are fulfilled. You love your work. Rocky could retire any moment he wants. Lissa has this full life ahead of him. What do you mean? No, his kids are grown. He can get $2,000 a month from the government. He's set.
It would drive him nuts. He had to work from home at the beginning of this, and I was running the board and I was in the studio. Even that, he felt, I could tell it grated on his nerves. He needs to be busy and here and present.
Isn't that
You-
something? Well,
Yeah.
there's another example. I was broadcasting from home too, like you were. And if someone said you have a choice, you can walk from your upstairs to your downstairs for the rest of your life and get paid the same amount, versus get in your car and drive a half hour, 30 miles down the road and walk into a building and go do that. I think most people would say, I'd rather just stay home. But I did that during the pandemic for 2 months and I hated it.
I like the separation. I felt like I was always at work.
Yes.
Because I sit down at my computer and I'm still at work, where there was no separation between work and home.
I
And
agree.
I like that 20 minutes to kind of clear my head in the morning or the afternoon.
And I
Driving
think
back.
I think you need people too, even if it's just a couple that you see and it's not someone living with you, it's a new person. Oh yeah, there they are over there. And here's another thing. When you work at home, you know that feeling you get on a Friday and you're leaving work and you're just like, you don't have that when you're home. It's Friday, you leave work, you're like, I'm
Hey.
already home. Who cares? So you're taking that away too.
Yeah.
And that's terrible.
But some
So-
people love it. I did like seeing the sunrise every morning because that's something I never get to see. And having a cup of coffee while I'm working, sitting outside and seeing my dogs. But other than that, it was tough. It's a tough 3 months.
Yeah, I so agree. But you're right. Some people seem to enjoy that. My wife is one. She wants to work at home. And I'm like, okay, honey, but not me, baby. You got to get out. Rocky, maybe there's some connection then. We like to bike. We like to be engaged. We like to leave our house. Maybe
Only
we're
if-
brothers. Maybe that's why he's hiding his name from me, because he is my mother's son that she never told me about.
Twinning.
Is your middle name Milo like mine?
We had a dog named Milo.
Dog
years ago.
name Milo. Well, is there anything you guys, here's the last two suggestions I have for you two. Give me something about, the next step in KRZ or morning show or in life. And then Lissa is going to perform a non-copywritten song for us. It's going to
Oh.
be great.
Oh, that's right. You're doing it.
Okay.
Happy birthday.
Yeah,
I'll-
Shay.
I'll just wing it.
That's even better. But anything coming up at KRZ before we end with a great performance? Anything new in you guys' schedule or life?
Should we throw something at Joe?
Sure.
Because this morning we talked. What did we talk about? I can't even think what we did today. What did we?
Awkward
Oh
moments.
yeah, the awkward awkward moment, like awkward moments, and we all had these awkward moments. What is it for you?
It's not supposed to be awkward, but for some reason you always make it awkward.
like the good thing about the pandemic, and we have limited staff in our building, but you don't have that awkward time where you pass people in the hallway, and for like, first time, maybe, hey, how you doing, Joe? Yeah, good to see you. Second time, hey, Joe. And
Yeah.
you see him third time within an hour. It's like, what do you do?
Yeah. I have first, I mean, in a broad brush, I hate any formal event, call it a wedding, a gathering of service, or a gathering of celebration of something, anything that's formal and structured. I'm uncomfortable the whole time. The moment I have to put on something I don't want to wear, all the conversations, that whole thing is uncomfortable. But you know, that's a lot of people I think feel that way. In terms of and the instant awkward, uncomfortable moment. You ever do this being a cyclist? I still do this now. When you're about to approach someone, you're supposed to say on your left, right?
Right.
And Rocky, you know what always happens, right?
They go to the left,
They go to the left.
and you almost run them down.
And you almost run them down. So my awkward moment happens whenever I'm biking a trail where there's people, and I'm forced to not be myself. And I don't say on your left, but I yell, coming behind you, or coming up, or I'll whistle, or I'll just say a noise, and then give me this weird look like, who are you invading my life? That's
And
my
don't-
awkward moment. Whenever I'm behind someone and I have to pass them on the bike, it's always awkward, awkward, awkward.
And don't you notice, instead of just moving, they jump out of the way like you're
Yes.
about to. They think you're going to run them down.
Yeah,
If they don't move, they're going to die. They jump. It's like,
they jump.
I'm slowing down for you guys. It's okay. Just move a little bit to the right. I'm on your left.
That's why it's always awkward. There's no proper way to do that, to tell someone you're coming up behind them. Because and it's every time I see someone, I'm like, oh, here comes awkward. What am I gonna do? Yeah. But that's minor. That's my awkward moment for my life, including formal events.
Those are good.
Performance?
Sure.
Oh, see the voice is coming up already. I love it.
Oh, it's gonna be so beautiful.
Welcome to the stage from 98.5 KRZ, Lissa Cronky.
Nice. Good intro. All right, here we go. And a one and a two. If it hadn't been for Snedeker Joe, we'd have weather, but we wouldn't know. Will it rain or will it snow? Where did you come from, Snedeker Joe?
Here's your chance, and you used a silly me version of your song. I thought there'd be a Billy Joel moment. You'd have the keyboard. You'd have hundreds of thousands of people, but no, you blew it on me, and I appreciate that.
Story of my life, brother.
All right, we can't leave without saying Rocky's cycling shorts, because that's what he's doing today. Come on, I want to see them, buddy, and then I'm going to hit stop recording.
He really thinks you have him on.
Oh, I thought he does. He does not? Oh, I thought you really did.
To work.
I got mine on. Woo!
Oh, hot legs.
All right. Well, what we're going to do is turn this into a video cast on YouTube for the WNEP channel, and also a nice podcast. And hopefully a lot of people learn a lot of things about you too that maybe they didn't even know. So I appreciate you coming on in.
Thank you so much. And Peter thanks you too.
Peter, yes. Take care. I can't believe you guessed it. You really got it.
My new mission in life, get this guy's name, social security number, and credit report. I'm going to be doing it.
Peter Rhodes.
Peter Rhodes. All right. Hey, thanks, you guys.
Thank you so much, Joey.
Curiosity. What are you so curious about? Everything, Mr. Curiosity.